Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now November 19th of 2021. We are only getting closer to the official release of the Book of Boba Fett on December 29th. That's really going to tie directly into The Mandalorian Season 3 and other Star Wars TV shows that have yet to be announced by Disney and Lucasfilm that will be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration. So keep your eyes open for that and mark your calendars for May of 2022. It's going to be a big event. We're going to be learning a lot more about future TV shows, future movies, and everything around the like. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of fun and entertaining things from time to time and interact with you guys further. So, one big Star Wars TV show that I must add is probably the most anticipated Star Wars show to date is the Kenobi TV series. Now, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, in case you guys don't know this, just in case you guys are getting your hopes up, it is not going to be a multi-season show. It is going to be labeled as an event series. So that basically means that it's only going to be one season and one season only. And I kind of find it a little unfair that Star Wars Andor gets 3 seasons, but Kenobi gets only 1. I feel that there is so much more potential of what they could really tap into the Kenobi TV series, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, things can always change. They can always do another season if they really want to do that, if it really gets that great of feedback, but I digress. What's really all the more exciting has everything to do with the character of Anakin Skywalker. We also know that Hayden Christensen is not only involved in the show as Darth Vader, but also as Anakin Skywalker, not just in the Kenobi series, but also in the Ahsoka Tano show for 2023. So we have a lot of Hayden Christensen content coming our way for the next couple of years. So, with that being said, of course, with Disney and Lucasfilm getting ready to release the Kenobi series by 2022, in order to fulfill the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader and how Kenobi spent his years in between episodes 3 and 4, it's best described that as of right now, Lucasfilm is preparing to begin the marketing for the Kenobi series in early 2022. That is going to be a big deal while the Book of Boba Fett is streaming on Disney+. However, one major scene that is set to be explored in the Kenobi series is set to bring fans back to the friendship between Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, it's described that the major flashback scene is said to be one of Obi-Wan Kenobi's dreams, as in there will be multiple dreams in the series, one of which as he drifts to sleep in the middle of a desert on Tatooine after communicating with a familiar voice that reaches out to him. Now, let me just stop right here. It really makes you wonder exactly what voice is really reaching out to Kenobi. Could it very well be Qui-Gon Jinn? Could it very well be Yoda from the distance remotely? It's very possible. Moving on. Now, this actual familiar voice actually tells Kenobi to remember who he once was and to not lose himself with the pain of loss. This is where the scenery of Tatooine at night transitions to a nighttime sequence that focuses on the Clone Wars era in live-action form, where both Anakin and Obi-Wan are sprinting toward an army of droids, while they are actually getting blasted at deflecting the shots back at the droids. The scene is actually best described to have a real dark and gritty tone to it all that really makes it feel like Obi-Wan and Anakin are engaging with a secret mission of sorts to obtain something very important. This important piece that Anakin is on the hunt for is described to be a very special hollow projector that holds valuable and crucial information of General Grievous. Now, another sequence involves a brand new unknown villain that makes an appearance in the flashback that appears just like a Sith Inquisitor. However, it's unclear if it is an Inquisitor. This foe is wielding a red lightsaber blade with a unique hilt that has an X design at the very end. This scene actually features Anakin running toward the foe and engaging in a short lightsaber duel with this character with smoke around them, as Kenobi fends off the droids. Now, eventually Anakin is described to get Kenobi, of course, knocked down, and of course, into the mud, and during their battle overall, Anakin loses his actual lightsaber in the mud while fighting this new foe. Now, where his actual lightsaber is hard to find, this is when Anakin is forced to actually pull the red lightsaber out of the foe's hand, and strokes a deadly strike against the character's abdomen. This is where Anakin begins to shortly use the red lightsaber blade against the droids, taking them out one by one. eventually defeating all of them. Anakin later drops the red blade and kicks it toward Obi-Wan for him to actually take and collect to bring back to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Eventually, both Kenobi and Anakin walk over to the interior of this base to view the holo projector as it initiates a projection of some kind of new villain that is now revealing secrets about the plan by General Grievous, that both Anakin and Obi-Wan collect and take away from this base. Now, this character is said to be later, of course, one of the new villains that will appear in present time during the Kenobi show, where Obi-Wan begins to actually wake up during sunrise on Tatooine with echoes of voices in the background. Now, the thing about this that seems so intense is the fact that we are getting Anakin Skywalker using a red lightsaber blade. I don't know about you guys, but this brings me back to The Last Jedi. As much as I really do dislike that movie, there was one moment that was at least different. We had a light side user using a red lightsaber blade. And that is something that Disney and Lucasfilm are going to be revisiting. Deborah Chow is revisiting that. This to me sounds very intense and very exciting. And you guys may recall that in the Clone Wars we got something like this with Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it's not too far stretched here for Anakin to do something like this. It really makes a lot of sense to kind of really add in that dark atmosphere, that dark and gritty feel for Anakin to go up against this new foe. Now, about this new foe, is it a Sith Inquisitor? Is it not a Sith Inquisitor? We're not quite sure as of yet. One thing that we can actually confirm is the fact that this is going to be a flashback in the form of a dream. So this is actual imagery that Obi-Wan Kenobi is dreaming while he drifts apart on Tatooine. Now that to me is a very interesting way to go about doing things, of how it's nighttime on Tatooine and they transition to another nighttime sequence. The reason being is that I believe why this scene is going to be nighttime is they want to add that gritty and dark feel to it and kind of add these ambiguous shots of Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of daylight. And that to me I think is a very interesting way to go about doing things. Now, the other thing I think a lot of fans are really interested in is the fact that we also have a moment in which Obi-Wan and Anakin are taking on droids. What kind of droids, we're not really quite sure as of yet. It's safe to say that it could very well be many of the ones that we have seen during the Clone Wars era. It could be very well new ones that we have yet to have seen. We'll learn more about this later in the coming months. So, the other thing that I think a lot of fans need to be well aware of is that we're not just going to get Darth Vader in the show, but it's also going to focus on Anakin Skywalker in the form of flashbacks. And that to me is really truly something special by Deborah Chow. Deborah Chow, I believe, is going to nail it. She did great work with The Mandalorian. She's going to do great work with, of course, the Kenobi series. You just wait for this. I think that this show has a lot of potential. It could very well be one of the greatest projects yet. As long as they play their cards right and listen to the fans correctly, I think it really does have that chance. So, overall, guys, I would really like to hear what you guys have to say about Anakin in the form of a cameo in a flashback in the Clone Wars era in live action form. I think it's a dream come true, to say the least. Now, let me know what you guys think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.